Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Magpies. I think this is episode 6. Is that it? Yeah. So before we even get into introductions, I just want to put this out there for anyone that's new because we realized we never do this. What is Magpies? Well, it's just 4 friends coming together, stashing or trashing makeup together. Now, we do this every other Sunday and the channels change every single time. So what we're going to try to do is maybe put not too ahead of a schedule, but we'll try and let you guys know. So next time we'll be on Steven's channel. I will let you guys know at the end all the details, but just wanted to put that out there for anyone that is new. So let's get into introductions. If you haven't met me, I'm Rupi. Yeah, I'm going to say it that way now. But if it's easier for you to say, you can say Rupi, but I would love for you to try to say Rupi. Basically, I just love eyeshadow. I love makeup. I love indie. I love mainstream. I love it all. I love me a good spring glow. Steven, over to you.
So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Steven. I'm relatively new to the makeup world. Only been doing makeup for like 8 months now, it feels. Try to lead with kindness and compassion. Sometimes my Aries rage takes over though. So if you've watched previous Makeup Magpies, you know sometimes I will go on long rants and tangents. So I'm going to try my best to rein that in just a little bit today and try to be more on the kindness and compassion side. But let's keep in mind that I think for me personally, when we do these magpies, I'm tending to be a little hyperbolic with what I say. I'm trying to be more critical as a way of trying to talk myself out of things that I actually really like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's me.
Nadia.
Hi. Sorry, I had to unmute my mic. Hey. So I'm Nadia. I like doing makeup. I love doing makeup at Magpies, and I just like talking about random things because I'm a talker. Sorry.
Okay, so I guess that leaves me. I'm Betsy. I love all things makeup and have for a long time. If you cannot tell, I am a collector of all things eyeshadow. But I mean, I mess with a little bit of everything else in between. And I am the resident one that is always like, yeah, I'll probably purchase it. So
yeah,
that's our motto.
One housekeeping item I just remembered because of Steven's little spiel there, because we tend to trash a little bit too much sometimes. We went a little bit hard at Makeup Maniacs last time, and we do apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little rough. I don't think we meant to be that harsh.
Sometimes I say things without actually knowing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was raised by a very strong woman who has a tendency to stand very firm in her opinions, even if it's not backed up by any evidence. And that's who I tend to be sometimes as well.
I blame it on the Aries thing for myself.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let me share our screen here. Hey, Kendra. Oh, let's just go say hi to everybody, actually, because I know there's a bunch of people here in the chat. And Nara's here. Jessica Nanohan, you are new to me, so welcome. Tori, Millie, Kara. I was going to say Nadia, but duh, she's here. Amanda's
right
here. Kate is here. Aileen's here. And Kendra's here. Hello and welcome, everybody. And let's just get into it.
Okay, so I guess we'll start off with indie this time. And the first thing up is a sneak peek of the Sydney Grace and Tim Talia.
I am unexcited about this. Unexcited.
I see we have a comment from Kendra right there. No, in the actual Tim Talia post.
Will the shadows be magnetic and able to move around? Yeah, I was talking to her about that actually.
Okay, so my thoughts are, especially on this one, this is going to be 3 separate palettes. So it's going to be a lot of shades. I think they look to be at least 8 pans, if not bigger, on each palette. I don't know for sure. They may be 12 or 15.
It's 12. They're 12 pan palettes each.
So that's 36 different eyeshadows. Yeah. And if you're looking at a lot of things, and a lot of these are very similar shades to each other, at least what I'm seeing with the teals and the purples, and they're not super special. I like Sydney Grace's formula. But for a collab like this that has so many shades, it's a little bit much and not different enough for me to be like, ooh, let's go purchase this now.
Yeah, I feel like we have these colors. Okay, if you ask me and Betsy actually share makeup because actually Betsy actually buys the makeup. I'm like, oh, cool, you bought it? Let me use it after you.
I don't know. I just feel like, okay, here's the thing. If you are a lover of the brand Sydney Grace, maybe it'll be something for you. When I'm looking at this, I'm seeing shades that I feel like they've already done. And the other thing is, I don't feel like there's anything special or unique about these shades that are different from the ones that they've already released as singles. Like Mel Thompson's palette, if you look at it, the Tiny Marvels, it was just so different.
Mm-hmm.
That one was very eye-catching. This to me just looks like a bunch of their singles put together. I don't know. It's just not catching my eye. But if you're a fan of Sydney Grace, it might be something that you love, but I don't know. I'm just not excited about it.
And
for
who
me,
knows?
for me, it's the volume.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just too much, too many all at once. This feels like something where it should have been 3 separate launches. And then like over time you can collect them and build them up and create that like one big palette. I don't know. I think I am drawn to some of these shades, like the greens and the aquas. But I just think it's too much. I do feel like it was somebody who was like really like jazzed about having the option to pick so many different shadows and just couldn't like create a cohesive story. And as somebody who has shopped on Lethal Cosmetics website, I know it's impossible to create like a small cohesive color story from like all these beautiful singles.
So
what did Inara say?
Inara's comment is something I want to touch on. This is something me and her were talking about yesterday, and I might have also talked with Millie about it. The fact that they've been teasing this for so long, I think is also kind of just making me bored. It's like, I love how Annette's reveal was very just like quick, like here it is. They showed it to us, and now in about a week we can try and get it, which that's another story. We'll touch on that later, I'm sure, today. But they've been sneak peeking this for months, it feels like. And I feel like I'm just losing my interest because I just keep seeing different variations of the shades that she's including in these palettes, but we're not seeing anything else,
It's almost too much. It's like
it's being dragged on.
Yeah.
And I know we're still probably, I think, at least a month or so out from this because they're still waiting on packaging. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably get it for review purposes. And I mean, the colors are pretty to compare like the teals to other brands because I have so many now at this point. But I'm not as excited as I once was, honestly. So next up is the new Kaleidos or Melt, or maybe it's a mixture of both. This is the Flower Punk collection. Now, I will honestly say I love this color story. I think it's been done, like, let's face it, but it reminds me of Melt. And y'all know my heart lies with Melt. And I do love Kaleidos, so I'm like, maybe I'll get this.
See, I love Kaleidos. I love the packaging of this. I love that the top just like slips off and the mirrors on the back. So I love everything about that. The color story, while I love those colors, I feel like I already have them in single shadows. So it's not something that I'm gravitated towards because I know I have that in my collection. And so I don't need to buy it again. Which is kind of a bummer because I love the packaging and I wish it was something I wanted to buy.
So for me, part of the thing is I have pretty much all of Kaleidos palettes except for Deep Sea Luster, which I missed, and the neon little 6-pan. So I do want to try these because the thing with it is I love Kaleidos' formula, and I'm hoping that it's consistent because a lot of these grungier shades are very much in tune with the Melt 420 palette, which isn't the easiest palette to work with. I'll say it that. And so I'm wanting to see how their formula performs, especially kind of like that pastel tilt, because that is a hard shade to formulate.
So I just Googled it because I was sitting there thinking, like, this palette looks a lot like something I've seen before. And I was just curious. if you look at the Smoke Sessions palette, it has the teals, the light teal, like the glittery, that glittery color, and then the matte color are in that same one, and they have greens and browns in it also.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a
same.
Yeah, it's like a mishmash of Smoke Sessions and Gemini.
Or She's in Parties.
To me, it's Smoke Sessions, 420, and She's in Parties.
So, which isn't a bad thing, because if you like some of those colors, but you don't want to buy 3 palettes, you can buy one of them in this palette.
Yeah. Kara, from what I've heard, the lip clays, it's like a new formula that's like all the rage in Asia right now. Millie was telling me about it, but I think what it is, it's kind of like a liquid lipstick, but it doesn't dry down completely, but it's very easily layerable. But it's also super opaque. So I don't know, but I'm curious. The lip colors they revealed are gorgeous. Like I might pick up just 3 of the lipsticks.
Yeah, if I purchase, I'll probably purchase the whole collection because it's just easier that way. I don't have to try to.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't have to try to fight people that way a lot of times.
Yeah.
If you go for everything instead of picking and choosing.
I really like the cover art. It reminds me of it feels so very retro. Like, I don't know what the vibe is. I'm sure someone who has more of like an art history background would be able to pick where this is coming from. But I really, really enjoy the art. But it's not something that I like. The colors in here are not colors that I use. We all know that I want all my colors to be like fairy farts. So like I probably see like 3 colors in here that I would probably use. Everything else is just 2.
Let me guess, is the first 3 in the palette?
Yeah, the first 3. Yeah, those are the ones that I would want to use. But honestly, I wouldn't buy the whole palette for that. I know the other day, Betsy, you were saying like, yeah, I'll buy a palette for 1 color. But like, I won't. But that shimmery turquoisey color, that second one, really is like a happy space for my brain. So I'm just gonna like stare at it for a while and let someone else buy this and enjoy it.
I'm hoping that it's not as crumbly as the Melt Smoke Sessions. I love that palette, but the problem with a lot of melt shadows is if you don't have a lot of experience with melt shadows, they're difficult. They're beautiful. The payoff is beautiful, but a lot of people are like, well, I put on a shimmer and it falls everywhere. Melt is such a tricky formula that most people don't want to work that hard for it either.
What about Kaleidos? How's their
theirs
formula?
is beautiful. It is easy to work with. Like there's no issue working with Kaleidos at all. As far as mattes go, they're easy. They blend out. They swatch beautifully. Their shimmers are out of this world. And their shimmers are super impactful, which is the kind of thing that I look for.
The only shadows from Kaleidos I've had difficulty with are the bluey shades in the Escape Pod palette, the matte blues. Other than that, it's really good.
So,
I have a dumb question. One quick question. Is there any difference in how a shadow performs when it's in a different format? So I've only ever used eyeshadows in squares and circles. I've never used anything like this long up and down. Does that change anything?
No.
I don't think so.
Sorry.
It's just the way it's
dumb question. Thank you.
No, Stephen, there is no dumb question.
Okay, so next up, these are some new split liners from Glisten Cosmetics. I like cake liners. I don't like a split pan like this, not whenever it's a water activated liner.
I have one.
I'm still waiting on mine.
Oh, gosh.
I could see someone taking like a big brush and being able to swipe over like the center line and be able to like use them together. That'd be fun.
My fear is because I don't have steady hands, I'm going to get those mixed up.
Yeah, those are going to mix so bad.
So how do you like that one?
This is Suva Beauty. So I liked the split pan, but I was able to just control it and use the black last time when we did the graphic liners. But I haven't used the white yet. But I wouldn't mind mixing this to get a cool gray tone either. So, I mean, I would mix my other ones that are in my palette too. But I don't know about these.
Yeah.
See, if I'm wanting to mix them, I'm generally going to put it on my hand and then mix it on my hand if I can. Because I do not want to get those things, like mixed up in there, because then I can't have any of those colors again because then they're mixed up in the actual thing.
So here's my thing with these like pot ones. Like I would rather just have like a palette of liners, you know, like the ones Midas does, Cough, the one that Killer Queens does, except I'm not buying from them. But I would rather just have stuff like that and then do it the way that Nadia was saying. I don't like the little pots. It's just too much to store. I don't know.
I don't like whenever my makeup gets messy like that. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, to me, I can mix them up like the Midas palettes. I have those and I can use them on the back of my hand. But it's kind of like the Makeup by Mario where you're supposed to scrape some of the shadows. It broke my heart to sit there and mess up my eyeshadow like that. I'm like, I want little. I don't want to have to scrape my eyeshadow. I don't want to have to mix, you know. Maybe that's just me, but I don't like it when it gets messy like that. There's just something about it that makes me cringe.
Now that I've discovered Danessa Myricks, I almost feel like you don't even need liners like this anymore. You just need a little color fix and a fine brush and you can go to town.
Well, and the good thing about the color fixes and Danessa Myricks products in general versus these is water activated liner means water activated. So if it's raining and you've used this, guess what? You're going to have rainbow tears. And if you live somewhere like I live and me and Nadia live where it's 90% humidity all the time, these are hard enough to use. I mean, it's just, you get sweaty and it looks gross. Danessa does not. It stays. We like that.
See, whenever I did mine, the last time we did the liner thing, I went home and I was laughing at something and I started crying from laughing. And then they're just like, what is wrong with your eyes? Because it started coming down.
That's good.
Okay.
These look beautiful.
These are beautiful. This is from Tracy's Powder Room. Dragon Extreme Multichromes. These are stunning. I think I have these colors either in Divina or Cleona, but these are pretty. So I don't need them, but they are really pretty.
Yeah, I don't need them either. Also, I've never heard of this brand, and you know, buying a multi-chrome from a brand I've never heard of makes me just nervous based on like how they'll perform, and not just like how they'll swatch, because as we've seen in some people's reviews of other brands, longevity is also important. You know, will they look good on application or will they look good an hour from now? I'm not going to spend $51 on 3 eyeshadows and have them like fall apart, or however many, or 3, and have them fall apart after an hour. So
yeah, I don't think I need these either. I think I've heard of Tracy's Powder Room, but this looks like Exosphere from Divina, so I'm good.
So that's a no from us. Okay, so here's the whole Kaleidos collection, and these are the lip clays that they were talking about. So there's 2 sets of 4, and then I think there's a lip mask.
There was an actual, like a colorway of like the, let me see if I can find it and I'll tell you where to go.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know where Inara sent me these from. Hang on, I'll just show you guys. So I don't know if you can see. There's like a teal, a hot pink, and then like a kind of mahogany shade, I guess, in a deep red. I don't know. I'm totally into those. And then there's just a bunch of nudes. So they have 8 shades total.
Yeah, I think that they are pretty cool, though. I mean,
I'm interested in trying the formula for sure.
Where did you go? Why are you giving me problems? Let's go back to ending. Sometimes things don't want to work for me. And it's different doing Instagram on the computer than it is doing it on your phone. Okay, so this is a sneak peek of Divina's. This is their Halo Moon collection. So this shift right here to me looks identical to Space Age Prophecy, the highlighter from Kaleidos.
Ooh. Yeah,
so do we think this is going to be highlighters from Divina?
No, I think they're shadows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, for that right there, I don't need it. But it is beautiful. Yeah. I love the shifts.
I want to see more swatches, but you guys know me and Divina, so it's probably going to happen.
I think I'm wearing that highlighter right now, actually.
Space Age Prophecy?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up. Vive Cosmetics Moy Tinted Lip Balms, available for $12 each or as a duo for $20.
That is an expensive lip balm.
This is not something I think of when I think of Vive Beauty. Like this, what?
This is not brand. This is not on brand.
No,
not at all.
This is so
Weird.
weird.
Yeah.
She's like
She
Irish or
likes the
Scottish.
grungy. She always does like super grungy makeup.
Yeah. Or like super
So-
neutral. But what about like looking at this packaging? Does that fit into this whole branding situation? You know what I mean? Like the bright, I don't know, it's just not it's not her.
And she doesn't. She's not
I'm so
Spanish, is she?
confused.
So that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's Scottish or
She's a-
Irish.
I think she's Scottish, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. For
Oh.
me, it's kind of like when white brands use African American
Karen said she's
vernacular
Scottish.
language or African American vernacular English kind of stuff within their marketing. It's always very weird when you see like a bunch of like white people using, AAVE to sell products, and this is a Scottish person using like more, Spanish language kind of like themes to sell products. I don't know. It's weird for me. It's weird.
Okay, let's go to the next thing. Okay. This is the Menagerie Cosmetics and Annette Makeup
Wait,
Corner.
hold on.
Is that a different brand? Vive, not Vive. Can you go back?
Oh. Did we look
Did
at
we
it wrong?
misread that?
Oh,
I may have.
Oh no.
Can we like rewind the last
We
like
take it
10
back.
minutes?
See, this is what I meant by we go a little too hard sometimes. Sorry about that, guys.
I think my comments would stand if it was
if it was
Vive.
Vive,
This is-
yeah. This is Vive. So we're okay with it, but I don't need it.
Let's see.
Okay, it fits her vibe.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's,
yeah.
that's
So
on brand.
this is a
My
either Spanish. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So that's
Okay.
okay. They're tinted balms. Happy packaging. We like happy packaging.
Still too expensive for a lip balm.
Wait,
I've
makes
got it
sense.
before.
Way too expensive.
Um,
$20, no thanks.
I can't say anything. I bought one of the Gucci lip balms, so
Ooh, fancy.
I'm like, hey, it's on sale. When else am I going to buy a Gucci lip balm? Okay, so this is Menagerie Cosmetics and Annette Makeup's Corner Serenity Palette. So this palette is launching on May the 1st, 10 a.m. It is $38.95. Before we jump into this, there are some issues. There are
Yes.
only going to be created 400 palettes for the first launch, which is definitely not enough. They should have held off on this. Two,
Yeah.
Annette made sure that the brand wanted to limit it to one palette per person, but Annette said people should be able to buy two. I'm not even going to try to get this, even though this is pretty, because 400 palettes are going to be gone in a second. There's no point in me even trying.
Annette said that her reason for making that limit too was so that her, if people wanted to buy one for their friends, they could do that. But let's be real, people are going to buy it and sell it on Mercari because there's only going to be a total of 3,000 palettes in the end of it. I don't even know if I want to try because that means
3,000 palettes in the end of it. Like they're only ever going to make 3,000.
I think that's what she said in her video.
Oh my
What?
gosh, that is so
No.
limited edition.
I love
Yeah.
this palette, but it's like you said, I'm like, you know how hard it's going to be to get that? I'm going to have to fight people. Sit there on your phone like,
Yeah.
and it's like, is it worth it though?
Nothing is worth that. No makeup is worth stressing over in that way. There's
Oh.
always going to be another thing.
Well,
So
and
she
that's
said
Go ahead.
2 pallets because Menagerie doesn't ship worldwide. I don't really know who's going to be like, oh, can you grab me one? Like who? I find it's probably really hard to find a connection that's going to be like, hey, like buy me this palette. But okay, fine. Okay. I don't know.
Everyone's allowed their own reasoning. That just doesn't
Yeah,
seem like
yeah.
a valid business choice for me.
as I said, my issue with it is like this scarcity marketing tactic that we see quite a bit. It's like my husband loves video games. Okay. since PlayStation 5 released, because they didn't do traditional pre-orders like most of the time, we haven't been able to get our hands on one, and I refuse for anything to pay over retail for it. I'll wait a year till we can get one in store if I have to do it. But PlayStation doesn't stop this from happening because that hype keeps the brand in the news. If they only release 1,000 at a time, it makes it where people want to buy it. It's that limited edition. Well, I've got to jump on this and get this. I've got to purchase this right now. You know,
and PlayStation is a brand that can afford to make more PlayStations and has the means to, because that's the amount of, staffing and everything that they have.
Well, there's also an issue with creating PlayStations right now because there's a chip shortage because of supplies. There's a supply issue right now with like chips. It's not just affecting Sony PlayStation. It's also affecting like higher end vehicles. They're having issues finding the chips. So cars are more expensive now. PlayStations are being sold.
Video cards, that kind of thing too. Yeah. Pretty much anything right now. And it is harder to get. I'm not doubting that. The problem with it is all of the website, the retailers that sold them, even PlayStation's own website, they allow multiple product purchases and they allow bots.
Mm-hmm. That's the main issue, Betsy, is the bots.
They don't stop they don't use capture code or anything like that to stop the bots. So that's why things sell out in 2 seconds flat. And this happened with like whenever Kylie Cosmetics, they did the Grinch stuff. They didn't have a limit on what you could buy. And then they were selling like the PR kit on Macari for $3,000. I'm sorry, I don't care how much you love Kylie Jenner. It's an eyeshadow palette that's going to go bad. Nothing is worth $3,000 in my, you know what I'm saying?
Molly said it perfectly. I really don't like begging a brand to take my money in the stressful fight. 100%.
Yeah, if you want me to buy this, then let me buy this. I do feel that there's like a line though. Like I don't want to feel entitled to buy a product. So I understand the idea of limited edition. Limited edition doesn't bother me. I just feel like 400 and allowing people to buy 2, you can guess there's probably going to be like 200 people who can buy it. And also we all know they're going to be sending out hand loads of PR to people to sell it on Instagram and YouTube and bring up the hype even more and create this like chaos around the launch.
Yeah. Anara said, I was replaying her video and maybe she meant 3,000 pallets for a second restock. I don't think so. I mean, if they were only able to make 400 for the first launch, how are they going to be able to make 3,000 for the next restock?
I don't know. They said that they're trying to get new equipment, but I have no idea. But it's like I told my husband, most of the time, whenever someone tells me when something's going to release, even if it's limited edition, if I know a date and time, I can pretty much get my hands on it, other than when they don't limit the amount of things purchased and they allow bots. That's the problem with a lot of it. It's not limited edition. If I miss it because I fell asleep and didn't stay up to get it, that's my fault. But if you make it where people can resell this at crazy amounts, because for brands, that doesn't hurt them. That gives it where, okay, the next one we need to try to jump on and get. You see what I'm saying? So for brands, it doesn't hurt them. But to me, it just feels wrong and it feels dirty to make everything seem like it's now need this. I don't know.
There's always going to be another palette. So when I see this kind of stuff, I know that it's just going to, for me, the game is more alluring than the palette itself. The game of getting the palette is going to make me want it more than anything inside the palette, more than the color story, the formula, whatever. I have some Menagerie. I'm not blown away by Menagerie. It's whatever.
No, it's an all right formula. I was telling that to Anara last night too, I think. I was like, because we were talking about if we were going to try to get it. And I was like, I kind of want to just because of the game of it. And I was like, now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, how stupid is that?
Yeah, it's the game. So I think with that in mind, this is an easy pass for me. I'm not going to bother with it.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Muse Beauty has the Rococo, I'm probably saying that wrong. Please tell me how to say that, collection launching April 26th. Isn't that What day is that? Is that today?
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
I don't even know what day of the week it is.
Yep,
Sorry. I
tomorrow.
know it's Sunday, but you know.
Here's the thing. Go to Muset's page and you'll see that their Impressionism palette is almost exactly the same.
Well, and the thing with this one is a lot of these colors definitely scream the Huda Beauty Mercury and Retrograde palette.
That's the Impressionism right there.
Wow,
Yes,
that's very similar.
So the thing with it is, if you look at it, it's like that's a desaturated version of their
Yeah.
first palette. And
Yeah.
I have is it the Van Gogh palette? I think it's the Van Gogh palette. It's a little 9-pan. It's the
Yeah,
grungy
yeah.
one. Their formula is good. It's actually really, really nice. But as I just said, pastels are very difficult on my skin tone and
Mhm.
deeper. I mean,
Same.
let's be honest. You have to be really pale, or you have to use a white base and be very particular on what shades you use for pastels to work on you
Yeah.
without looking ashy.
I really want to try Musée Beauty though, because I just learned that they're a South Asian owned beauty brand, and that is very hard to come across. There's not a lot of representation of, my people. So I'm super excited about knowing about the brand, but I'm going to wait until they have something I do want to try. Though those blush duo things, maybe.
I think the best palette they came out with is now gone. It was the Le Jardin, the
Mhm.
garden palette that they had.
Yes.
That was hyper
Beautiful.
limited edition, but it was only here and gone in like a month or so. I don't even
Mhm.
know if we covered it in Magpies, to be honest, but
I don't
that's
remember.
a beautiful palette, but it's gone. I think that would have been really good for
Yeah.
all of us in this chat. I think if you don't have Impressionism, this would be a good option. I also think, like, if we're all honest with ourselves, we want pastels to work, but I think in the medium of a powder formula, it's hard to get a desaturated color to work. I think pastels, maybe in like a cream eyeshadow, would be better. Like if
Yeah.
Danessa Myricks makes some pastel color fixes, that might be a better
Yes.
formula for the nature of the color. It's just really hard. Powder is hard enough to get to show on your face,
Yeah.
let alone like a desaturated powder. So, I mean, I feel like it's like the elusive unicorn that we're all trying to find, that perfect pastel palette. I mean, if you make it too bright, then it's not pastel anymore. If you make it too grungy, it's not really pastel. It's like gray tones.
I got
Like-
sucked into this one.
The Mermazine, like I was talking to Ryan about that. It's like, they're not pastels. They're like too gray to be pastel.
Yeah, you know what? And I swatched 2 of them and I put them on my hand and I was like, chalk, sidewalk chalk. That's what they remind me of.
That's what I used today.
But it will show up on you though. That's the thing, right? Like on me, it's just not going to look the same as it's going to look on you.
No, because she's mostly ghostly. I mean,
Yes.
I see somebody mentioned the Tokyo palette for pastels. I think Molly, like I have used the Tokyo palette for pastels. I think they work pretty well because their formula is a little creamier. They're not as
Mhm.
powdery, so they do stick, like they're more emollient, so they stick together a little bit better.
So for me, even in liquids, a lot of times pastels just don't work. I mean, it's very hard. Even like I'm wearing a pastel shirt and it's not always the most flattering color story on me. I mean, I want to be able to wear those light, bright colors. It's not a thing for me. And Rupee, I was going to tell you, Butte Bean did a video over all of her favorite Musée Beauty products, and the blushes were her least favorite things. So I don't know
Really?
if that helps you. They just weren't her favorite product from them.
Interesting.
Okay, what's this? Luxie Beauty has all shadows are $250 this weekend.
They're probably already gone. Who knows? This is a brand that kind of just never shows up on social media until they have something to tell you about.
So,
Okay, don't get me wrong. I do love Luxie. It's not a formula that's for everybody. I love the shadows that I have from Luxie.
Kara says they're sold out.
Yeah, see, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. They sell out so fast because they are so affordable. The issue I have with the brand is there's no social media presence, and I think that's really important.
I just don't do, I mean, unless it's something extremely special, I don't even worry about singles because singles are just not my favorite way to purchase eyeshadow. I like to be inspired by full color stories. So next up, this is the Ofra Cosmetics Mother Earth Highlighter. It's available now. It is a neon green to pink shift.
It's very, very pale.
Yeah. But most of their highlighters look super like white.
Ofra Cosmetics, their highlighter formula is not my favorite.
No.
I don't know what it is. It's just... there's a lot of formulas that I like better, but this is a cool concept. I mean, I like that it's neon green to pink. I wonder if there's a picture on Ofra's website so you can actually see the highlight in action. Oh, here we go.
See, I would love a neon green to pink shift, but I don't know I want it from Ofra. I'm going to look for something from an indie brand. I mean, even though Ofra is indie, but this just doesn't look. Where's the shift?
That's what I was going to say. There's no shift.
I see glow, but I don't see pink or green.
I don't see a shift in that. If that's all that it is that white cast like that, that would look so ashy.
It's going to leave a streak on my face for sure.
Yes. So that's a no for me. Okie dokie. Next up, this is Glaminatrix. Those are gorgeous. I still haven't got my U-Beauty palette, so I haven't tried their formula.
You haven't gotten it yet?
No, it's shipped.
I think Millie's isn't here yet either, but hers shipped as well.
I forgot about it.
It doesn't even tell me that it's left Australia yet, so I have no idea.
These look pretty, but I don't know.
I don't know if they're anything more special than what I have from Cleona.
Yeah.
And Cleona is easier for me to get a hold of. Or at least I feel it is. At least whenever I have a pre-order from them, I know when it's going to, like, they're on the ball about letting you know when things are going to ship, how it's going. I love Cleona for that.
So Maria is in New Zealand, which is way closer to Australia than we are. She got hers, but even she's like, I'm not going to order from them again. But here's the catch. I'm in Canada and I got mine before her.
You got yours before like the world.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Somehow you got yours before PR.
You did. And
that was true. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what I did. They're favoring you,
Ruby. They're like, ooh.
That magpie right there.
I'm curious, Maria, why you don't want to order from them again. If you want to drop another comment about what happened and why you're not going to.
Yeah. So, well, she will comment. I think this is sold out now and they're not restocking it. So there's real no point in talking about this. I
survived.
Goodbye, Club Nebula.
That was in my cart so many times and I kept saying no to it and it finally is gone and I don't have to worry about it anymore.
This is a very
boring
palette. It reminds me of Blend Bunny.
I know. I was just gonna say it's a condensed Blend Bunny palette.
The names are awesome. White, yellow, green. Come on, give me some creativity.
But it's not as smartly laid out as Blend Bunny.
No.
They're not in color order.
Basically, we're telling all of you to go get the Blend Bunny palette.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yes,
that's Linda Hallberg?
Yes.
What? So we know that's going to be like an $80 palette.
Okay, this is not what I think of when I think of Linda Hallberg.
No, and I hate the names. I'm sorry. I hate the names. I wish that they would have been more creative. It's sorry.
Like, I know it's a white. I know it's a yellow. I know it's a green. But
call it sunshine. Call it grass.
This would be the easiest YouTube video ever. Get your yellow and your green and just stick it there.
Apparently, Blend Bunny's next palette is going to have shimmers in it.
Oh, I am down for that.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is this?
Hallberg's a pass.
Sneak peek from Glamlight. I like Glamlight. This is too pale. I hope that,
that looks like
with
the
all
shade.
The frickin' pastels.
It's like the year of pastels. That shade looks like, hang on, I'm not going to turn this over because it's crumbled and I haven't pressed it yet.
But last spring was like the year of pastels too, and I feel like the year before that was like the year of pastels. Like, why do
Don't
people
tell me
you
that's
know?
not the same.
It looks the same. But I mean, I love Glam Light. Glam Light has a phenomenal formula.
Already
Hopefully
have it.
I hope it's not a round palette.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty. It's just it
Maybe-
won't work on me.
Maybe it'll be like a cupcake.
Maybe. What is this? Mascara from We Makeup. Mascaras don't excite me. Does anybody actually like get excited for a mascara release?
No.
The only time I get like happy about mascara, it's like colored mascara, and I like using it on my bottom lash. But
What does
other
that
than
say? Cowie Hawk? What? I don't know what that is.
I have no idea what that means or says.
I'll Google that. Just leave it
Okay.
up for a second.
I
Thank
think they're
you.
an Italian indie brand.
Cowie
Is it
Hawk?
Like that's not the brand name. So is that the name of the mascara? I'm just very confused.
I think it's the very lengthening mascara.
Is
Maybe
it-
that's what Cowie Hawk or something means is lengthening. Maybe. I'd have no idea.
Is it the name of a person, Cami Hawk?
I have no idea. It
'Cause
doesn't
she's-
tell.
It's somebody that has like 1 million followers, and she
it a
looks like
collab?
she's.
It looks like it says CAU. Well, I don't know. Is that CAW? CAWIHA. No, because the other letters are W.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
totally
know.
a W.
I feel like
That's
we're
not an
detectives right
M.
now.
Makeup detectives.
What is this? What does it mean?
What brand is this? We Makeup.
Yeah, okay, so I will tell you that the mascara one, do you know what it's very reminiscent of? If you've ever watched The Walking Dead, I don't watch it anymore, but Lucille, the bat. Tell me, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's like a bat with nails in it.
Yes, it's going to take your eye out. That looks dangerous. Okay, what's next? Sneak peeks from the Adept Codain palette. I am excited for this. I love Adept Cosmetics. Both of the palettes I have from them are stunning. So
Oh,
this
yes,
is
the
exciting. And that
codeine.
green at the bottom, you can kind of see whenever she turns her arm, it has like a little bit of like a blue teal shift. Like I want to see what that actually shifts to. You can see it just on the edge. I'm excited. What do
I
you
wonder
guys-
if Cami Hawk is the owner of We Makeup. I'm still stuck on that.
I think
Well, I don't think that was an M because it would have been an upside down M. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know anymore.
No, I think it is an M. I'm seeing it now. I think that's like her signature.
Oh, that's an odd signature.
But her
Okay.
Instagram page has like nothing to do with makeup. So that's weird.
Yeah.
So this is
Odd.
a purchase.
Stay tuned next time for more information on Cami Hawk. Adept Cosmetics, I have the Plain Jane and the Ninhydrin
Hydrogen.
pre-ordered. And so hopefully they'll get here
In the
I
fall.
think in the fall sometime. Like I think August might be like about if they're staying a month ahead, which seems to be about where they're at right now. It's like a month ahead of time. We may get ours
Yeah.
in like the fall, August time.
I only got Ninhydrin, but
They're both beautiful. I
Well,
like this color story.
yeah, I didn't end up getting Plain Jane because I have It's Belle on the way. And then I also have the Alien Cosmetics All I Ever Wanted on
Mhm.
pre-order. I
Mhm.
think I'll probably get that next month because I ordered it with the highlighter palette. And I guess the highlighter palette doesn't come till next month. But that's why I didn't get Plain Jane because I felt like there would be a lot of overlap.
There probably would be,
Yeah.
but I'm excited for this. Next up.
This one's
let's
pretty.
see. This
Oh.
is another one from the Halo Moon collection.
See,
That
this
was-
shade, I feel like I have 20 times over.
Oh yeah, I do too. This looks like
Like-
one of the glitter multichrome, iridescent glitter multichromes from Cleona, and I have all those. It's beautiful. It reminds me of cotton candy, but you know.
Uh-oh. It's not the best shadow ever? What, Molly?
But Molly, don't you have a lot of Cleona? Like maybe it's hard to compare.
Yeah, I wonder if that's what it could be too.
It possibly could be because, okay, so here's the thing with Adept. It is beautiful. I think that they are stunning, but they are a very wet formula. So you do have to use something like a glitter glue. If you don't and you've got creasy eyelids, they will crease really badly because they're so malleable. But yeah, I have a lot of Cleona and I
know Millie loves her Adept palettes.
Yeah, I feel like they're very different formulas.
I feel like Millie and Rupi were the ones who sold me on Adept because Millie's like, yeah, I have like a million singles and I cannot dupe this.
It was her video where she could not dupe for the life of her.
And then watching her use Ninhydrin, like when she used Ninhydrin in the most recent video, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I need this. And then it was like a late night pre-order. I was like, I did it. I did a thing. Yeah. By the way, if you order anything from Adept, use code Millie. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, next up this is Tara Moon's cosmetic. This is some, I guess, new shadows, more singles. None of the ones from this one were special enough to be like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and buy some Tara Moons.
Yeah.
But
they look like the miscellaneous shadows that got left like at the end of the day. Everyone bought like the favorites and like this is what's left over.
It kind of does. Let's see.
Sorry.
So they have a gray base multichrome. And maybe I'm weird for thinking this. I love either for my multichromes, I love a good black base because they make them shine. I love them where they're either an iridescent or a white base because it gives it a different feel. But I feel like gray might make it look a little dirty.
So Millie grabbed some of these, so hold tight for her review.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely be watching Millie's video.
I know when I used the Aurora Flare from Divina, I had no idea what I was doing because I've never used any shadow that had a black base. And I was like, okay, let's just rub this on my eye. And it totally turned into like ash. And I was like, interesting. I guess I like this. I don't know. Am I supposed to like this? Is this how it does? And like, I figure like that would be the same thing if I order a gray base. I don't know.
Now, these three right here, I don't know what it is, probably because they're grungy. I like those colors.
Yeah, I liked those too. And Tori says they wanted Blood Moon, and me too.
That three ones that you just picked that you said that you loved remind me of Twilight for some odd reason. It gave me
Twilight gosh. Because of the book covers.
Are a lot on the same wavelength for that gothy kind of grungy vibe, says the girl who's in pastels today. But
yeah, we're out of our element today.
Yes.
I'm not.
I'm
not either, Steven. Don't worry.
I will always go.
Oh, did we talk about her makeup?
No.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Should we take a quick intermission?
Yes.
Let's do it. I just went ahead and did some Natasha Denona. But anyways, what we decided was we were just going to do something that resembles spring to us. So I'm super wet, dewy pastel.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I thought you wanted to talk about your makeup.
Well, I'll talk about mine.
Yours.
I didn't leave my palettes out. I like to put things away, but I used the Meant to Be from ColourPop. I used one of the Cleona singles, like the minty, sparkly glitter multichrome, and the Angelic and Equus Kaleidos palette because Club Nebula, because I needed some depth. If not, it looked ashy. But it's pretty.
It is pretty.
See what I use? I use that Mermazing palette, like I said earlier, when we were all talking about it. I don't know if you can see it. It's like really hard. I don't know. I'll post a photo. You'll see it on the photo.
You can see it in person. It is actually really pretty on her. But literally her skin tone, like when she puts eyeshadow primer on, it is whenever I when I try to put an white eyeshadow base on, it's like her skin is that color. And I'm like,
because what I have to use is like I generally use almost a white eye base. It's like 001. Okay.
Like the ABH white or something?
No, I'm using the
Gerard.
I'm trying to think what the eye base is called.
P. Louise.
P. Louise.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
That's my go-to eye base.
I'm wearing the mattes are Lethal Cosmetics. I did a custom palette. So this is what I have on my eyes. I'm wearing the green and the yellow and then the blue this is so hard. It's like opposite. And
I
then
know.
I'm wearing this one. So I have like all those mats all over. And then I got this as a birthday present from Betsy. It is the Laguna palette from Glam Shop. So I'm trying to not get any glitter anywhere, but I'm wearing this center shade all over my eyes. And then I'm wearing some of this one, this white one. Where is it? There. This is so hard, guys. I swear, I do YouTube videos sometimes. I'm wearing that on my eyes as well. So like, it's just super sparkly, and it makes
You
me
look
think
really
of
good
spring.
in green, though. I will state that. You look
Yeah.
really good in greens.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I decided to do something weird here as well, and I'm wearing a new blush, bronzer, and highlighter from Lethal as well.
Fun.
Nothing on the lips because I'm drinking soda.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the Lowest Cosmetics Meet Me in the Underworld eyeshadow palette. So this is based on Greek mythology. So it's based on the tale of Orpheus and Eurydice. I love Greek mythology. I love a good grungy palette. I pre-ordered this. It's actually already shipped. I'm excited. I can't wait to play with this.
That's so cool. It's
That's
supposed to
awesome.
get to you, I think, by like the 27th or 28th. Well,
But oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
look at this, y'all.
It's
Tell
really
me.
pretty.
So pretty.
But it-
I think their pre-order sold out, right?
It did.
Yeah.
Now, Steven, I know you like this, but you said you don't like the grungy colors.
No,
So I don't know
no.
if that would be the perfect one for you.
This
But
would be a
these-
palette I would buy because I want 2 shades from it.
Yeah. And the artwork on the packaging is
Yes,
beautiful.
the artwork for me is very much like fairy tale kind of mural, and I'm really into it. It really makes me happy. So I'm just gonna like, wait for Betsy's review video and just watch it like 100 times.
Mhm. I can't wait to play with this. And yes, Alien says this screams fall to me. And I can understand that. I said that at first, but I'm like, I still want it because I love grungy color stories. And the artwork on this is everything. And like they have on their, not on their YouTube, on their Instagram, like the process of getting the artwork drawn out. To me, it also screams like old school tattoo artwork. It's almost.
I instantly thought tattoos as well.
It screams kind of Sailor Jerry. I don't know if y'all know who that is. It's like he's a very famous old school tattoo artist, and like a lot of the stuff that you see through Ed Hardy, like the old, like whatever Ed Hardy was like super cool in the early 2000s.
Right.
That's Sailor Jerry's tattoo style. So
I know the pre-order sold out. I saw Sherry saying that the pre-order sold out and you were sad about it. The pre-order sold out, but they're going to have more available. They only wanted to pre-order a small amount, like only a fraction of their total amount was available for pre-order. And now they're going, and on the date that it launches, they're going to have a lot more available for you to buy. So Sherry, if you're still interested in this, you should still be able to get your hands on it.
Yeah, I think it's launching Wednesday.
yes, I'm excited. I am super duper excited. Okay, next up, not this again. We've already talked about that. And this, her nails are gorgeous.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, those are cute. And that ring.
Her swatches were very satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Glam Light, this is their teaser. And this actually sounds cool because she said, for the past 7 months, I've been working on an amazing products with one of the most talented artists in the beauty industry to see their vision come to life. This spring makes me so emotional. I am excited to see who they're working with.
Me too.
This doesn't look like it's going to be a food item, which makes me excited.
Mm-hmm.
So they have it, something sparkly.
Yeah.
I
I feel
don't
like
know.
that heart is covering something.
It is. So like I want to be in.
I'm just like, what's underneath
It's
you?
like covering a nipple or something.
And I love this. And it says, until now, every collection, every color scheme has been done solely by me. So it feels amazing to be able to step back and let someone else create something new and refreshing. Like I'm literally blown away by the finished product. Probably one of my favorite collections ever.
I'm so ready.
Excited.
That's exciting.
I haven't tried Glam Light yet, and I want to, and this might be it.
I have the Artist Pro palette. That was like the second one that came out in the palette shape. And the shimmers seem very like, they're not dry. at all. And they're kind of like mushy a little bit, but like in a good way. So like when you apply them, like it's really just like a really high shine impact. So
See,
I'm
I
excited
love
to see.
glam light. That was probably one of my first YouTube videos I've ever done was the glam light. I think it was the ice cream truck.
Oh my
Ice
gosh.
cream dream.
Guys, no,
Yeah,
it's not. It's not going to be Jaclyn Hill.
She has her own brand now. She doesn't need no collabs.
Well, yeah, she will. If she collabs again, it'll be with Morphe. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't collaborate with anybody else.
Well, Morphe has nobody else left to collab with. So
Exactly.
they kicked off Jeffree Star. They kicked off James Charles.
Well, I don't know. I went to Sephora and it is James Charles' face is still there.
They're waiting for everything to sell out.
Yep.
Okay.
So next up, okay. So I think let's go over to mainstream because I think we're starting to get into duplicates of things. I don't really see a whole lot.
Yeah, because I think we went over the Serenity one.
Should we talk about the lethal stuff?
Oh, the lethal liquids.
Yeah.
Okay, so from Millie's video,
I like how I just want to say I like how our reference to everything is Millie's video.
We should be like Makeup Magpies, sponsored by Millie.
Yes.
well, and it's true. Millie is the queen of multichromes. If
Literally.
you want to know anything about multichromes, follow Bad to the Brow. Plus, she does the most amazing macro photography shots of her eye looks on Instagram. So she's amazing. But these are pretty, but the longevity of these was not. They told you to use a gel liner under the multi-chromes.
No, not just any gel liner. Their gel liner.
That's
Millie,
the only way you're supposed to make it work. That seems silly.
Yeah.
That's some proprietary bullshit there.
I would not
No,
do that.
thank you.
That's like Apple, like, sorry, you can only use our power cords for your phone to charge properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'll do it for Apple, but that's because I'm stuck with Apple. Like, I'm not changing from it. But to make an eyeshadow work, especially a liquid eyeshadow, which will dry out fairly quickly. I mean, and these are pricey. I'm not going to go and buy a special eyeliner from the brand to make them work. I'm like, no, that seems, no. That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, we'll pass.
Yep. And even though these are liquid, they don't look anything more special than the Divina or the Cleonas. So let's go up here to Trend Mood. Okay.
So that's what the person that was on their IG recommended, that they didn't have flaking off issues with entropy.
Yeah. No.
I'm not buying an eyeliner just to use one of those, so we're good.
No. Okay. Let's talk about J-Lo.
Oh, I got to take these and look like J-Lo.
Okay. Let's talk about this because this bothers me. Like whenever she came out with her skincare line, I don't doubt that she probably uses her own products. But let's also talk that she is extremely rich and goes to an esthetician and gets facials, goes to a dermatologist. That's why her skin looks so good. It has nothing to do with using olive oil. Don't try to shill me on stuff. And for the most part, scientifically speaking, a lot of times taking multivitamins aren't going to do anything.
Tati is shaking in her
I was literally just thinking about Tati.
Christina posted a comment.
Yes. I was literally thinking, did Tati help her out with this? Like, what's...
Okay, so let's see. Hold on. What vitamins are in here? So there's C, E, A, and B. So why don't you just go buy you some Centrum or something? If you need those vitamins, go buy a drugstore because the quality of ingredients aren't going to be any better. Not a lick better.
It's like that one. It's like that one time I bought the sugar bear hair and you're like, why did you spend that money? And it was like $50. And then I went and looked at your supplement. It's literally the same thing.
Yeah.
I made
just for gummy bears. I
Yeah.
paid for gummy bears.
Just go buy like the Jameson brand or whatever, like.
Yes, that make it affordable because this, I guarantee you, will probably be $100.
And here's the other thing. Jameson brand of vitamins have been around for a very long time and no one has had any issues with them.
Terrible.
So
okay, if this is supposed to be anti-aging and all this, show me where you are taking this picture without makeup on your skin.
yes.
Okay.
Show me
Also,
where you're
like,
doing this without a filter.
Even if they're expensive, let's not tell people, like, people can spend their money on whatever they want to spend their
Oh
money
yeah,
on.
no.
But we should not be taking healthcare advice from somebody who's not a healthcare provider.
Yes.
Talk to your doctor if you want to take some stuff, and they'll probably tell you buy the cheapest stuff there is, because it's just as effective.
Yep.
Yep.
Go buy like 100-pack from Costco or whatever.
Flintstone vitamins.
Don't get me wrong, JLo is gorgeous, but it's like, and that's why people want to buy it because they want to look like her. But you have to realize you aren't her. You gotta look beautiful as yourself. So, because that's my thing. It's like I used to buy a lot of things thinking it was gonna help me, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna look like any of these girls because I'm not them.
No.
Me too, Tori. Me too.
And on top of that, as I said, you also have to realize the amount of money that is spent on skincare. Like literally, I remember an article from JLo 10 years ago that how much she loved the La Mer face cream. So now you're telling me that your products are as good as the La Mer. You see what I'm saying? It's like, so just because you're shilling it now, you've changed. Or is your La Mer still sitting in your bathroom? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was watching this show with Varun called Most Expensivest. It's with 2 Chainz, and he went to this like spa, and they used a $2,000 serum on him, and he's like, "You're telling me this is gonna work?" Like, I'm just thinking how much Botox, filler, and all of that kind of stuff goes into play as well. It's not all just about what she's using.
And genetics. Genetics play a huge part in it. It's like I say, I'm 37 years old. I get Botox. I will not lie. I get Botox in my forehead. It's the only place I've ever gotten it done. I've had lip filler once in my life. My skin, even at this point, I will go makeup free. I don't have a lot of blemishes. I don't have a lot of wrinkles. And I used to be a smoker. It's genetics that makes my skin look this good for the most part.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take care of it when I was younger. I do now. But that's a big part of it. So
I would like to see her research-based evidence, double-blind studies, peer-reviewed research on these types of items helping with signs of aging, because as far as I'm aware, that doesn't really like come into play. But, if there's evidence out there, this is all gimmick. It's all gimmick saying that vitamins are going to make you look younger. We need to like get into the headspace of like, it's not about making you look younger. It's about aging gracefully.
Yeah.
Well,
and here's something I always like to tell everybody I'm always talking to, because, a lot of people I'm friends with are now seeing, lines, and I'm just like, just the way we're teaching ourselves to love our bodies the way they are, love ourselves for the way we are. Why are we then doing that? The same thing to aging. Aging is a process we're going to go through no matter what. We're never going to get a day younger. We're going to get a day older. And each day you might spot something different. Who knows? Enjoy the process. You can help it with the anti-aging products, yes, but learn to love yourself because you're always going to be changing. And that's like one thing I've learned. And I'm just like, that's what I want to throw out for the universe, is you're always going to be a constant change. There's never going to be just you the way you are. It's never going to stay that way.
Well,
and that's okay.
And one more thing about it is, especially in the United States,
and sunscreen.
Yes, sunscreen is extremely important.
Everyone, thank you,
Betsy. But one thing I will say is, and here in the United States especially, the FDA does not regulate what can be said about supplements and skincare. So there's no regulation there. You do not know a lot of times what you're putting on your skin or putting into your body, because they don't have to disclose this. And they can make statements that are not true. So those are things you need to realize, because those things are not monitored, because it's not medicine. There's some iffy waters.
There's a great example of that. If anyone's familiar with Dr. Oz, he had a show, or has a show, where he was basically selling, recommending a lot of non-medically backed, like no medical evidence to show that these things were effective. He was selling a lot of these things for like anti-aging or better health or better whatever, a lot of this stuff, very much like snake oil salesman kind of stuff, right? And then there was this time that he was brought in front of Congress to basically speak on these things, and they asked him point blank, does this actually help this, or does this actually do what you're saying it does? And he was like, no, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. This is another thing. The best thing Haley said she's done is stop taking pictures without Snapchat filters. And that's the thing. Like, filters make us think that we should look a certain way, and it makes us almost not like the way that we look. So I totally agree with that. I mean, I'll still sometimes throw on a filter, but I've come to the realization that that's not who I am in reality, and that's okay.
Maria brought up a good point. Sunscreen, yes, but also
Yes.
like the only thing that's really shown to
Yeah.
have any kind of like slowing aging kind of effects is retinol.
Yep.
Topical retinol. I don't know if anyone takes the pills that will help the aging. The pill stuff
No.
can be used for like if you have really bad acne, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. And there are certain things, like certain treatments you can get, like
Mhm.
where they'll do microdermabrasion, those types of things where it peels off the layers of your skin,
Yeah.
chemical peels. That works. I mean, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of money and it's painful and it's not obtainable for the everyday consumer. And I just don't care enough about that to, worry about it. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, it's just not that big of a deal. The only reason I get Botox is because I didn't like my number 11s.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. You can want to change things about yourself if you don't like it, but also realize that just because someone looks this way on TV or on Instagram doesn't mean that's how everybody looks in real life.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos? Like, I've been seeing them on TikTok. It's like, don't forget the internet isn't real. And it shows these like Instagram girls and things like that after when they're taking the photo, and then also shows when they're like sitting there talking to people and stuff, and they don't look anything like their photo.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yep.
Okay, so next up we have the Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. I think Stephen was excited for this because he loves their BB cream. I don't think I own anything Maybelline in my collection right now.
I'm excited about this because I liked their Fit Me foundation a lot. But I've been waiting for a good drugstore tinted moisturizer. So.
Oh, wait, I lie. I have the Age Rewind, which I used to love and now I don't.
Oh, the little
the
puff at
spongy
the top.
ball. Yes.
That concealer is good. Yeah.
I used to love it. I don't like it anymore. I think it's as I age and my under eyes get drier. Just things don't always like it's too thick. I found that for me, I need something super thin to look better under my eye.
This is such a great comment from Anara. Just from what I've seen in the media, it seems like most of this anti-aging stuff seems to be targeted towards women, as if we're the only ones that age.
Yes.
Well,
so many feelings.
Part of the thing is too, it's like when a man gets older, he gets distinguished. He's a silver fox.
Yeah,
a woman
silver
gets
fox.
older, like you could hit the age 25 and you're an actress, and it's like, oh, you're gonna play moms now.
Mm-hmm.
How does that even work? You go from being 24 and playing a teenager to 25 and being a mom. It's like, okay. So, this is your thing, Stephen. This was you were excited for.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in trying these. I use almost every single day the Maybelline Fresh or Pure BB cream because it's super foolproof. It's got a little bit of sunscreen in it, and I think it just honestly like blends right into my skin and gives me a perfect complexion. Like on days where I don't even want to wear any makeup, I just put a little BB cream on. And so I'm curious to see how this works. I did look into it a little more, and there's no sunscreen in this. So I don't know if it would replace what I currently wear though. I do wear moisturizer, then I wear sunscreen, like my Biossance, and I put a lot of that on, and then I put my BB cream on top of that. So I don't need the BB cream with the sunscreen in it, but it's nice to have the extra
now
protection.
Knowing that it doesn't have a sunscreen, it's like, oh, you could have put the cherry on top and just add the sunscreen, and that would have been like, oh yes, because then I feel like I'm excited because I didn't know. I told you I'm going to the dermatologist to get my stuff done, and I was like, I want to be able to wear stuff like that with sunscreen and feel good with just that little bit.
Yeah.
And if they would have added the sunscreen, I feel like it would have been just like a cherry on top. They really could have just done that and then.
Oh, and speaking of sunscreens, before I forget, Kendra Morgan official does amazing videos over sunscreen and sun protection. She has a lot of knowledge on those products. So just in case you're looking for info, because I use it, I don't know enough about it. I do know that like certain sunscreens in the United States, like we're way behind times compared to other countries that allow different things to be used as sunscreens. Here in America, it's like there's a very few things that can be considered using as sunscreen.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do know.
I do know this has more shades than the BB cream that I use. So I might be able to actually get a shade that matches me a little bit better, because the BB cream I use, I generally have to paint a little bit darker, because like my neck is always lighter than my face, and with my beard, it creates like a sharp contrast. So I'm always looking for like a little bit better of a shade match. So I might try it. I'll let you guys know if I do.
Okay, what's next? Oh, Kaleidos. We already talked about that. What's next?
Huh.
Desi's
Sunglasses.
doing Desi's sunglasses. Those are ugly. I'm sorry, but those are hideous. No.
Yeah, pass.
Nope. Okay, next up. Oh, Anastasia is releasing bronzer, or not bronzers. These are 3-step face palettes. They did better than most for face palettes, but I don't think it's far enough.
No. Also, why is the blush in the deepest one deeper than the bronzer?
I don't know. And if you look at this bronzer, that could be used as a setting powder on her skin. And that's on the lightest part of her. So that's not going to work as an actual bronzer. Because we all know this part is much lighter than this part.
Much lighter than your face, probably, once you paint it.
Yes. Because a lot of times it's like for me, my body is so much darker than my face. I do put a darker foundation on. If not, I look like a glowing like orb, where it's like I have a white face and then a tan body. So yeah, no. But I will say this, the medium one, that coral blush, that is really pretty. Sorry. But
I have that blush from Wayne Goss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I probably have it.
I feel like they did a lot better than Wayne Goss did, at least.
Yes.
Oh, with his bronzers?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not even go there.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have to see it. Okay, so this is Urban Decay. It has a new all-nighter product, and it is a lightweight, loose setting powder. Urban Decay's setting powders, the ones that I have tried, have not been great for me. And I worry that this is going to be heavy. I don't know if it shows it actually on someone, but I don't know. To me, I'm like looking at it and it looks like in the container.
See, I don't thick. Like loose powder, so I'm like, meh, but I do like their all-nighter setting spray.
I only use loose powder if I use powder. Like today, I'm wearing powder all over my face just because we're going to be on camera. I wanted to cut down any shine, but I have the one I like, so I'm not interested.
So it looks nice. It could be nice, just not my thing. Next,
I agree, Christina. The problem though is that they're always out of stock. The lightest palette is always out of stock from Midas.
Okay, next up, this is new Dior Forever and Natural Bronzes. I know that Aileen from A Merch Beauty bought this shade 7. I'm pretty sure is the color that she bought. These look
These
pretty,
are bronze powders?
But
look at number 1.
I know we've talked about this before, I think, because we wanted you to test number 1.
We brought, when we were talking about this last time, they only have the shades 1 through 4.
I remember this because we yelled. We were like, Aileen, help us. What is this? That was that product.
Yeah.
But I will say this 8 it will work on a tan skin tone. It won't go any deeper than that. Like they need to do better. I mean, like they came out with 8 shades, and Rupee, you would probably buy shade 8. If Aileen is in a 7, you would need 8. And
I don't know. I feel like I'd probably buy 7 as well. 8 feels a little bit too
Yeah, but then at the
It's
same
like
time,
summer rupee would
yeah,
have
summer
a.
ruby, and that still isn't dark enough for a lot of people, I feel
Also,
like.
you guys, I just bought a Gucci bronzer. Please don't need another one right now.
Oh no, I'm not. Don't think that it. Yeah.
I just love my Danessa Myricks contour bomb. That's what I'm wearing today. But I did also get one of the Tower 28 Bronzinos, and I love that. So
But I will say
I'm
I love
okay
the
for
packaging.
bronzer. Me too.
I went a little bronzer heavy whenever we were doing Sephora sale. But the packaging is gorgeous, but white leather on bronzers doesn't seem like the smartest idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
I'll
true.
not.
Oh my gosh, I know what it is. It's my dream car is an SUV, white on the outside and like camel leather on the inside. So that's what this is speaking to me, and that's why I like it a lot. Okay,
Next
That's what
up.
we have.
I know you have my dream car.
Okay, so this is KKW fragrance with Jeff Leatham. So there are 3 scents created in collaboration with a floral artisan. Features clean, soft, and sophisticated floral scents packaged in an artfully designed bottle.
So is this it's a perfume?
Yes.
It's the KKW urns. You can buy these
These are fine.
for your funerals.
Okay.
For your
these-
cremation, Nadia. Okay, so now you know I'm going to be cremated. There you go. You can.
It looks
put
like
me
one
on
of
a boat.
those you know when you put the oils in it and
The
the
diffusers.
diffusers,
yeah.
that's what it reminds me of.
I thought that, but also there's like this new trend of those vases, but now it has that split, so that kind of throws it off. But these vases that everyone kind of puts dry flowers and bunny tails and things that like that.
They put what?
Yeah.
Dry flowers. It's like a
You said
trendy
bunny
thing.
tails, and my first thought was
Not
bunny
actual-
tails, and I was like, what?
they're called bunny tails. It's a type of dried floral. Yeah.
This is terrible. It looks like an urn. It looks like, you know how people like to make fun of KKW's interior design and how it looks like a
She has a giant one of those in her house, doesn't she?
I think
it
so.
looks like her house. Her house looks like a mausoleum vault kind of.
Yeah.
It looks like a funeral home.
She is
Yeah.
very much, at least at home, in her decor stuff, from what I've seen, very much a minimalist. And that is not my aesthetic at all.
No.
Extreme minimalism.
And it not just minimalism, like color minimalism too. It's like everything is beige. And that
Yep.
does not make me happy in the least little bit. I want to see color. Let's bring in some sunshine and yellow, or
Mhm.
Like whenever I got Betsy that KKW robe, this is the color scheme. Everything on the website for the Skims collection is this, or they will put like one maybe
Like,
color, or
It'll be like a muted mauve purple type
Yes,
of tone. Where it's
exactly.
like very like bare.
I love that when there was that KKW palette that came out a few months ago, and everyone was like, it's like the same standard KKW beiges and like golds, and then there's like one purple, and everyone was like, oh my god, color from KKW.
And I thought you were gonna say that she lives in an urn.
I don't know. I mean, you guys have seen the pictures of her house, right?
yes.
Tracy used to call her mother-in-law's house the beige mausoleum. She'd love these.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh
I
god.
love
This is a fun collection. So Besame, if you're
So
not familiar with
beautiful.
Besame, they do vintage inspired cosmetics. Now, one of the things that Besame does is they will recreate shades and other things from vintage cosmetics. Like they have one of the things I know that they have is like the mascara that's like a clay thingy that you like dig into and then put on your eyelids. And like when they did the Sleeping Beauty collection, those shades that they used were the actual Pantone matched to the stills from the original Sleeping Beauty. So they are very true to authenticity. Just wanted to throw that out there first.
I love this, and I know what you're talking about with the little brush, because a girl on my TikTok that I follow, she does Marilyn Monroe, kind of like dress up and everything. She looks just like her, and she actually buys vintage makeup. And
Ooh.
these do look a lot like it, and I really do love the packaging. It's so beautiful.
I really want
the box
that
is sold
powder.
Mhm.
The what?
It says
I
in the
want this.
caption the box is sold out.
Oh,
But it was
I want-
$425. So
I just want this compact.
look how beautiful that is.
It's so pretty.
the lipstick, I love the little rhinestone detail, and like everything feels very old Hollywood glamour.
Yeah.
It feels very, yes, I love it. And I think when you first had sent it through the Magpie group chat, I was like, well, it needs this and this and this and this in order to be true Marilyn. And then I started reading the caption and it had all those things that I thought of when I thought of Marilyn, like very pale kind of eyeshadow, not too much, is very neutral, like a clearly reddish lip, like it needed eyeliner, it needed all these different things. And it has all those things. It's very much a true Marilyn. Like they were very thoughtful with everything that they put into this collection, which I can really appreciate the artistry behind it.
So
it wasn't like, here, let's just throw out a Marilyn Monroe eyeshadow palette and then it'd be like some kind of weird mumbo jumbo rainbow neutral.
You mean like if
whatever.
ColourPop did a Marilyn Monroe collection?
Oh my God, could you imagine? Please don't.
Didn't Mac do one where it was like, to me, whenever Mac did it, it was a little, I think that was who did it. And
Was
it was
it?
a little, was it Mac or was it Urban Decay? One of them did it, I'm pretty sure. And it wasn't like, I don't want, like if I wanted to recreate Marilyn Monroe's look, I don't want cosmetics with her face all over it. I would much prefer this. This is to me that this invokes the feeling, that old school Hollywood glamour, you know, that the actresses in the 1950s had.
So they had her face literally just all over everything.
Oh yeah, I just found the same picture.
Ooh,
it looks really tacky. It doesn't look like, because this looks like something that Marilyn would have used. This looks like something from her personal collection versus what this looks like. It's just like they took a sticker and stuck it on.
Yes, see, that's what I'm saying. Like you need to, especially if you're doing someone that's passed away, I think you need to invoke the feeling of it and not.
Yeah, I can see that she would have used a lot of Max Factor.
Max Factor was extremely popular for the and a lot of things, like for back whenever they did black and white movies, people don't realize the actresses wore a lot of gray toned makeup. That's how they made their features pop on black and white. So they looked crazy, like walking around with this makeup on. I can like black lipstick. It wasn't red because it had to show up as read more as a darker color. So it was crazy, but I love learning history about stuff like that. But yeah, this is stunning. I might look into seeing if they have anything left.
Speaking of a history of makeup, Lisa Eldridge is doing a series on the BBC, I believe, on like some makeup history stuff. So I don't know if there's a way to catch it here in the States or in Canada or wherever people are, but it would be interesting to find those videos and watch them.
She also has done a lot of history of makeup videos on her channel. So if that's something you're interested in, I highly recommend checking her out because she's got a lot of knowledge. A lot.
Okay, so quick thing I'm going to say. Whenever, when you went back and it showed the Ofra highlight, I had straight ColourPop packaging for a second. I was like, whoa, is that ColourPop? And then I was like, wait, that's not.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
But see, they don't show, like this is lighting to make it look pink and green. You can see that is a cast of green light and a cast of pink light.
Yeah, or some kind of filter.
Yeah, if it shifts pink and green, then show me it shifts pink and green. Don't show me just white.
Yeah, scam, lies, fallacy.
Okay, next up. Lime Crime has the Golden Wet Cherry Lip Scrub. Okay. I don't like the packaging for this for a lip scrub.
What if that stuff got stuck in the tube and you couldn't get it out?
Yeah.
Like the scrubby stuff and it just like clumped up.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking.
And then you had to get like a little pin and dig it out.
Like dig it out. Yeah.
I have a pin specifically for that.
So I don't know.
It doesn't interest me. I don't use lip scrubs because I heard one time from a dermatologist that we shouldn't use lip scrubs, and so I never have. I just moisturize my lips.
Well, a lot of times you're not supposed to really use a physical exfoliant on any part of your body because all that you're doing whenever you use a physical exfoliant is scratching away the top layer of skin, no matter where it's at. So you're creating micro tears, which is harmful for your skin, but also is a way to let bacteria in. And a lot of people who've ended up like with impetigo and things like that, like really bad face, like skin infections, it's because of stuff like this. Just a little
Yeah, good
Disclaimer
tip.
there.
So yeah, chemical exfoliants are a much better option.
Mm-hmm. And this is the another monochromatic set from ColourPop.
Basically, they condensed from 9 pans to 5. So
Get
Or they
ready
just,
for their
like-
3 pans.
or they took their rainbow palette and broke it up into sections, into
Mm.
rows. I mean, that's all they
Yes.
did.
I
And then
did.
they have quads too. It's like, why?
I watched someone use these, and there are some like interesting colors in here, like some like that the top right box right there, like it has that like neon greeny yellow. That's an interesting color for them, but I don't know.
I have
Betsy,
that color.
I'd be curious if you like you don't have to do it now, but I'd be curious to have you like compare your ColourPop rainbow palettes and like show like how they actually look side by side or something like that. Not that I'm asking you to buy these 5 pans. I'm just saying,
Oh
like,
yeah. Well, and part of the thing is like this, even though it looks kind of neon-y green in here on her arm, it is pretty much yellow. It looks like something that came out of the yellow palette. So they kind of mixed it up a little bit. So the thing is, like, if you look at this is almost a mixture. Like this shade looks like something out of the Meant to Be. This looks like something out of the yellow. This grassy green definitely looks like off the new Fade into Hue palette. So it's like they mixed colors from each, or
like
like
they took one from there, one from there.
yes. And see, like, if you look at these, like the In a Trance palette, like this looks like one of the from the tie-dye collection. So it's like, if you look at them, it's like they mixed a bunch of palettes. But if you own a lot of ColourPop, you probably have these shades already.
Mhm.
so I like that for this reason, because these don't look hyper monochromatic, right? There's some different shades in here that could
Yeah.
create multiple types of looks if you buy one of them or 2 of them.
Yeah, like you get kind of a blurple and a purple and the blue one, and the kind of raspberry tones in the purple one. So yeah, you do get a little bit of variation between the 5 shades, which I think is good. But I
There's
mean,
no
if you
depth.
no, if you don't have a ton from ColourPop and this is something that intrigues you, I mean, I guess for $10, it's not a bad thing to try.
But the 9 pans are 12.
$12, yeah.
So I would rather have a 9 pan over a 5
Can you
pan.
still get those?
Yes, I think they're still
Okay.
available.
Or
I
you can
could be
buy
wrong.
the e.l.f. 4 pans for like $5, or you can buy Profusion for like $10.
Actually, I think the e.l.f. ones are $3.
Okay.
Or you can take
Even
and get,
cheaper.
like the Blend Bunny rainbow palette, or like one of the rainbow palettes from Glam Shop or
Yeah.
Glam. I mean, there's so many brands that has better quality. And again, I think the thing that drives me nuts about when I'm looking at this is there is no depth to these. The darkest shade is not that dark. And I prefer personally, this is my thing, I need some depth in eyeshadow. Whenever anything's just too mid-tone, I don't feel it looks good on me. I need something that brings it, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing.
I will say, because when we've looked at swatches and stuff, I think I'm going to state, I love whenever I see brands actually post on very, very dark skin tones, because it's like, if it works on them, I know it'll work on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they have feather wax. So
Huh? Oh, for
Eyebrow
brows.
wax.
I was like,
You know what I use? I use glue stick, okay?
she
I do
uses
the
all-
drag thing. I get a glue stick, I put on it, I brush my brows back, they stay. It was $1.50 for that glue stick, okay? And it works.
I love that.
Yep. So,
I
yeah.
mean, or you can use a bar of soap. I know people do that too. So
I've done the bar soap, but the thing is my brows are like really thick and they just do not want to work. And I've done it and they don't stay.
and I also wonder if you walk out in the rain, would your brows get sudsy?
Probably.
Slowly
Could you imagine
fall.
that burn get into your eyes? Because getting
Ow.
soap into your eyes is never a fun thing anyway. So, I mean, if you want wax, this is a good way to get it because ColourPop is affordable. It's just right now, especially with ColourPop, I'm kind of like on a ColourPop no buy unless it's something Disney that I'm extremely excited about, because it's just too much of the same thing being released over and over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And everything is always too much. I mean, literally, like this is supposed to be a ColourPop post about 5 pans, and then they throw in the eyebrow stuff. And I think they released a new mascara too, and they released some quads, and they released the Lizzie McGuire stuff. This is like stuff within the last 2 weeks. That's a lot.
Yeah, ColourPop really, really does promote overconsumption, and it makes me never want to buy from them, whether they were an ethical company or not. You know, I'm not going to make the decision on that, but they do put too much out there, and I think it's just not sustainable, and it's promoting overconsumption.
And I just feel like if they literally sat there, took the time to work on a palette instead of sitting there, well, we need to send 4 palettes out this month, okay? Then they could actually come out with a really, really good palette and sit there and actually, think about what they're sending out.
Well, when they worked with Raw Beauty Christie, they got a good palette because they had somebody who actually cared about their name being on something, and they got a really good palette. It's not impossible for them to do it. They just need to care, but they care more about sales. They care more about flooding the market with stuff, because they're not selling to us. Let's be honest. They're selling to people who aren't on YouTube. They're selling to people who are just casual makeup users.
Well, I mean, and part of the thing is like, okay, so it's like $35 for free shipping in the US. So people will take and fill up their cart to get to that amount. And then I think it's like $100 for international. Well, international, they'll do the same thing. They get more products. And yes, technically Tracy was right. You can use a tea light for wax if you want to use for eyebrow wax.
That's smart.
But yeah, so the next up is Jaclyn Hill. She's back at it. This is the Prep Starter Hydrating Under Eye Primer. Wouldn't that be an eye cream? I mean,
Yeah, it would. Oh,
Maybe.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is. If you're
Yeah.
hydrating your under eyes, then that is an eye cream.
She even called it a serum.
So, and it has
Just use your eye cream, kids.
Yes.
Just use your face moisturizer. You don't need a specific eye cream.
And then she has a Bake and Brighten Delicate Under Eye. It's a powder. And so it's Bake and Brighten the delicate under eye area with this color neutralizing powder. So there's 5 shades for a range of skin tones. Let's see if I guess it's these. Was it these?
What?
Or is it the loose things for the Bake and Brighten? Probably. She loves to bake.
I thought those are the loose ones.
It's the loose ones.
Okay, then it must be this, then the singles of that.
It does look like Makeup by Mario, yes.
So the one that's the square with the white inside of it is a translucent powder.
So is that the Bake and Brighten one? This one? I can't tell.
I watched her Instagram thing the other day, and she went through all of it, and there's just too many powders, and I'm laughing because halfway through she's like, and it's been a journey for me to find a powder that's going to set everything and not make me look all matte because I want to look glowy. And I was screaming at my phone like, well, then maybe don't use so many goddamn powders.
You don't need all the powders. And here's the thing, and let's talk honestly. As you age, powders under your eyes, they don't do nice things.
No.
They do not do nice things. If you smile and you have crinklies, that's what I like. My wrinkles are not, they're crinkles. They're not wrinkles. Because I like it because it sounds better because it's like a French fry. So we have crinkles under our eyes. And when you smile and you're wearing a heavy powder under your eyes, guess what? You look like tissue paper or crepe paper. Those like the wrinkly kind. That's what it looks like. It is not flattering on anybody.
I'm only 32 and I'm starting to have that problem.
see,
Same.
I used to bake so much, and now I'm getting better at it. Okay, just using like a brush instead of my sponge and like going like that and doing it. And now I use this like little brush thing, and I couldn't go like that. But whenever I smile, I have these like little smile lines.
Your crinkles. And even if you're young, if you smile and you've put too much stuff on, it may look good in pictures, but it doesn't look good in person because you got wrinkles. It makes you look older.
Yeah.
Period.
The biggest elephant in the room is the the depth of these, you know.
Okay, I'm just wondering, are those powders the ones in the quads, or are those
Yes.
correctors?
Those are
They're
powders.
powders.
They're powders, and she said specifically in her video, now some of you may not think that this is deep enough, but you have to remember that this is going to be a brightening powder. And the thing is, it's like, no, that's still not going to be brightening. That's not deep enough.
That's too light for Nima Tang's under eyes.
So wait, what kind of powders are they? Is one a blush and bronzer?
No,
they're all
pressed
under
powders.
eye.
They're all under eye powders.
What the fuck is the peach one?
Have you? Yeah,
literally, there's there's 3 different powders for your under eyes right there. Why does anybody need to powder their under eyes 3 times? 3 times.
She did. Watch her video, guys. It's a riot. I was watching it. I didn't even get halfway through it. I put my phone down and I turned around. I'm like, why am I watching this shit?
I don't watch
Can someone
her.
please tell me how a red tone powder is going to brighten my under eyes?
I don't know.
I'm not planning on looking sick today.
Well, and even looking at the powders, the deepest shades, like if I were going to buy a palette, I think that the deepest shade, this one that is in like the corner, right? I'm going to move my mouse. That one would probably work as like a powder for me, but this palette's too light. This palette is way too light. And again, it's like I've said before, me is a medium skin tone. If your darkest stuff works on me, you did not do a good job, period.
So Molly said color correcting powder. I don't know. Who's using color correcting powder,
It's
though?
not meant to be a color correcting powder. It's meant to be a brightening powder. She used the...
Maybe that's for her since she's the devil.
So
yeah. I don't watch Jaclyn Hill.
Okay.
I have no ill will against her, but everything she just wants to sell you. Stuff.
Okay, so that middle one right there that's looking straight at us, that's like orange. So that's going to go under your under eye?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's so orange. Why would you want that?
I mean, Coco Montrese would use that color.
That's what I said about the red one underneath it.
This is for Trump.
See,
that's what it is.
If I wanted to be an orange for the day, this is what I would use.
It literally says here, okay, so Face It All Brightening and Setting Palette. Brighten and set your complexion with 4 shades infused with smoothing banana flower powder. Okay. Silky soft pressed powder. Sets and perfects for a blurred finish. 4 versatile brightening shades. Brightening what?
I
don't know. Does she have anything on her page?
I don't know.
Plus, if you are a darker skin tone, why would you go more towards an orangey side and, you know, an actual skin tone color? I don't know.
That literally only works for orange people, and we only know one of those.
People with spray tans. It only works with people with spray tans. Bad spray tans, not good spray tans.
She definitely needed a 5th one, because in the caption for this one right here, she says fair to light, light to medium, medium to tan, tan to deep. So she skipped tan to dark, dark to deep.
So there's like no pictures of it on anybody
except her.
And
I don't know, guys. I mean, I want to give her a chance to like do what she wants to do. And this is very clearly Jaclyn, like way too much powder. But like she says like everything's going to make you look flawless. But the reality is she looks flawless because she's using a studio lighting system that brightens all of her flaws away.
She's also in this video. You can see that she has a filter because there are a lot of video filters now. She has a filter over her skin.
She does.
You can see it.
So before I remove my makeup today, I will go and do like 5 layers of powder for you guys.
Do it.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
but I don't even know what steps I'm supposed to take. I don't even know if I have that many powders, guys.
We should move on.
Fun story I'm going to tell you all about. Okay, in high school, I remember telling Betsy I wanted a spray tan for spring break, okay? And I am pale, okay? And I went to what is that tan place? Florida Tans. I went to Florida Tans. They have a little machine. It doesn't really tell you. She's like, what color do you want? I want medium. Okay. I am a ghost. I wanted to be dark, and my hair was like a reddish brown color as well.
Oh no.
So I sat in this machine. I did this. I looked like a hot Cheeto. I went to school for like a week and a half and throughout spring break looking like a hot Cheeto.
Do you have
we need pictures.
Now, mind you, and I told Nadia, I was like, you realize with your skin color, a spray tan is just not going to look good on you.
You're just like, Nadia, if you get one, please get light. Oh, sure. Okay. I spent money on this.
Instead, she comes back home looking like Chester.
Yes, she did. Her whole skin tone. I'm sure we've got pictures somewhere because we made fun of her for so long because it was so bad. I mean, it literally looked like she bathed in the Cheeto dust.
And then on top of that, the school LED lights were like a shade of blue. Okay,
a
blue light. So when I was in school, I was like a true orange, okay? There was no hiding it in any form of way.
Oh no.
It was so bad.
Okay. This is Glossier has a cleanser concentrate. Why would you need a concentrated cleanser? Wouldn't that just be a cleanser?
A highly concentrated cleanser that exfoliates, clarifies, and re-energizes in 60 seconds. So it has lactic acid and malic acid and
so I can't use that. If I use
There's
lactic acid on my skin, it'll burn.
Okay. That's, yeah. See, here's the thing. If I'm going to use a lactic acid and niacinamide, I'm going to use my serums. I'm not going to use it in a cleanser. Won't I be washing it all off?
But a salicylic acid in a cleanser is really good as like a very gentle chemical exfoliant.
But this doesn't have salicylic acid though. I've heard of like salicylic acid cleansers, but what lactic acid and niacinamide is supposed to do for you, those are things you want to stay in your skin, not to.
Well, lactic acid is going to work the same way as a salicylic in the cleanser, except it's going to be stronger, I think. So this might be good for people who have like resilient skin. I definitely, if I put this on my face, I would burn right away. I would turn a bright red for sure.
So if they're trying to show that it exfoliates, is this with the cleanser or is this without? Because that doesn't look very well exfoliated. I could be wrong. I mean, that one is definitely with the cleanser. But
I think that one has the cleanser on as well. You can see some of the suds around the mouth area. Yeah.
That's why it looks so textured.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy, you're saying that lactic is gentler, but not in my experience. I'll trust you on that one for sure because I don't know that much. But in my experience, if I use lactic acid, it burns my face versus salicylic I'm perfectly fine with.
Well, and it might also be the concentration of lactic acid versus the concentration of salicylic. Because most products that contain salicylic acid, unless you're going to a dermatologist for acne, is a much lower dose of salicylic.
2%.
Than lactic acid.
You're right, because I think the lactic acid thing I used had like 10%. So maybe that's what it was. Okay, guys.
The one from The Ordinary?
No, I think that's from some other brand.
Okay.
Drugstore.
Okay, next up. So that's not something I need. Besame again.
Are we just starting to?
I don't know, but see, she was so pretty.
Yeah.
Had issues.
I feel like there were some things that.
Hold on. There's some more.
No, I think we talked about SpongeBob.
Did we? Oh, yeah, we did. Because I was like, no, not for me. There we go. This is one we didn't talk about. This is the Trixie Cosmetics, the Bottle Blonde collection.
I want the stickers.
Of course you do. I mean, it's cute, but I don't need it.
I have a pin.
Ooh, that's cute.
But I like I don't know if you've ever seen the back of my phone case. But these are all stickers I have like collected from like makeup and stuff like that.
I should mail you all my stickers because I have tons.
The only thing about this is that the palette looks not real. It looks like another.
Right there.
Yeah. It's another one of those
Photoshop
computer generated images for sure.
Yes, that is definitely a photoshopped image right there. There's no doubt in my mind about that, which always worries me. The lip stuff that I've tried from Trixie is good. The blushes that I have from Trixie are good. I don't know if this is good because I haven't tried it, but I stayed away from it. Now, the one thing about Trixie is, everybody's like, oh, her makeup's so out there. It is, but it's very neutral too. Like a lot of times she doesn't wear a lot of color.
The first comment, why release an announcement photo that's just Photoshopped like that?
Yep. That's so true. But yeah, I mean.
Right now you can actually shop the collection. So I'm looking at it on my phone because I want to see.
But I mean, the artwork and everything, all about it is cute. It's just, it's a little bit too bland for my taste.
Okay, if you go on their website, it actually has a photo. It looks real, actually, because it shows like grain and stuff in the palette. Like you can tell, and they're actually a lot more vibrant than that photo. Actually, like they're.
Yeah, well, and that could be saturation too. That's the thing about photos and makeup. The photos can lie. So you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I have learned that a lot of times photos can lie.
It looks way better on the website.
Also, Trixie has a video on her YouTube page if you wanted to watch.
Yes.
It honestly looks like the Smoky Glow Midas palette.
So this is super oversaturated on the website because if you look at the swatch photos, Nadia, not good. Oh, yeah. Not good.
So that's my problem is, again, I don't like things to be over. Like, I hate whenever brands edit things to like either oversaturate or, they change it so it is more appealing. But then when you get it, you're like, why in the hell did I buy this?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jo Malone has some new limited edition fragrances.
They look
inspired
like Whiteout.
British Pantry.
Hold on. This is what it says. Inspired by the British love of jam making, created these 5 unique fragrances celebrating the fruit flavors of the British pantry, housed in a white ceramic bottle inspired by vintage marmalade jars. Limited edition, $74.
Why would I want a perfume to smell like a pantry of berries for $74?
I don't know, but anytime I see like the word gooseberry or anything like that, I think of Willy Wonka because the snozberries smell like snozberries. You know what I'm saying? Like when she's licking the wallpaper.
Yeah, they look like Whiteout. I can't get past it. Or you know what they look like? Also, they look like old sunscreen bottles.
I feel like I'd give this perfume to like Granny because I feel like she'd like this.
I see Whiteout.
I mean, I do like my Jo Malone perfume. I'm wearing it today. Thank you very much, Ruby, for that.
You're welcome.
Delightful spring birthday present.
But I like their original bottles, not these.
Yeah,
these look so cheap.
They do.
Yeah.
And the scents are like the key notes in these scents are a little bit weird. Blackberry, bay leaves, and cedarwood.
To be honest, no, go ahead.
Smell like tomato sauce. Like when I think of bay leaves, I think of like Italian cooking.
But I'm sure they don't smell that strong in bay leaves. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things we're looking at it and that's probably what we think, oh, okay, this is going to smell like pasta, but it probably doesn't. I don't like the bottle though.
They're not attractive.
Here's the thing for me. When I'm buying a perfume, yes, I want it to smell good, but if it doesn't look beautiful, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. I want a pretty bottle.
See, I will say, Betsy got me this, Betsy and Cameron, they got me this, like, perfume lotion set, and it's the Burberry Brit Sheer. It smells good. If you, like, smell, it's, like, a very clean smell, almost like a rich lady. I don't know. But it smells good.
I feel like
I think we're getting to the end of it, y'all.
Kaja is the brand. They do, like, a bunch of little cute things, like...
Little benefit things.
Yes.
They're cute. It's that, but yeah.
Didn't you already get like a heart-shaped sponge?
Yes, it's from the Hello Kitty collection.
I like how they pointed. Divider, flat.
What would you need the divider for? I mean, like, is that to put foundation down your nose?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's kind of
your nose.
I don't know. I don't really use that side. I just use the big old fluff part. And I'm like,
I have one
point.
I have one little thing from Kaja, but I've never even really tried it. This was sent to me by someone, but I feel like I don't know. Ooh, look at that though. It looks so
Greasy.
huh?
Greasy?
No, it's
Balmy?
like wet feely.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think it's greasy, dude. I'm wearing the Natasha Denona wet bomb. That thing is too greasy for this girl.
Oh,
So-
look
It's
at those
too
holo
dark.
tacos.
We're
It's
getting
too
those.
dark
Daddy
for
ordered
me.
those for me for Mother's Day, so we'll have them.
Ah.
What? Oh, I thought he ordered you tacos. I was really confused.
No, he ordered me these because they're pastel.
I was
Dante
like, but your birthday's not till July. Why are you getting tacos now?
for Mommy's Day. I
Oh,
get
for Mother's
spoiled.
Day.
Yes, for Mommy's Day.
Well, yes,
because-
that counts.
yes. I had to give birth to these kids, so he gets to.
I have no opinion on nail polish because I don't wear it. So I think they're
These
pretty.
are pretty.
You used to, though.
I did for like a month. I painted my nails. I
I
enjoyed
remember.
it, but it wasn't me. It wasn't my vibe.
Yeah.
So.
So,
Not me either. I haven't painted mine in months, it feels like.
okay, y'all. I think we are pretty much done.
Oh my god, wait, go up. We need to talk about Alamasca because I need to.
What is this?
Is that a blue powder in the middle?
It's
Or-
a color. What was it? Color correcting bronzer. Yeah, color correcting bronzer.
But blue.
What is with all these off color correcting powder things going on? We have a salmon or orange and Jaclyn Hill, and then Alamasca is doing a blue. Somebody tell me why. Somebody tell me why.
It just seems really odd.
Are they
guess-
tiny or are they big? Like, I want to see a
Look at
picture of
those
someone.
lip balms.
It's
The
so
lip balms
stupid.
make no sense.
They look like sports teams,
They do.
like
It looks
Miami
like-
Dolphins.
It looks like they look like gym shorts. You know, like the side your stripe goes
Adidas.
down.
Yes, look at
Yes.
Alamasca x Adidas.
Well, one of the things I'm trying to figure out is how big these bronzers are because they're pretty much a duo with a blue powder. Why would you need a blue powder? I don't know. Why do you need a color correct when you're bronzing? I mean, isn't that what you're doing? Is adding bronze to your face? What are
And
you
it's-
color correcting?
And it's also weird. They're saying it neutralizes redness, but green is what you would use to neutralize redness. So that doesn't make sense why it's like an aqua blue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because green and red make brown. And if you're wanting bronzer, you want it brown. I mean, unless I'm wrong, do you want, blue bronzer? I mean,
Just use your eyeshadow.
I don't
Yeah,
even
no
know what this
kidding.
is. I would like
Sorry.
to see somebody on their website, on their like makeup education team, because every company must have something like that
Oh,
where
yeah.
they go around and teach people how to use their makeup. I would like to see someone on their team try to sell me this so that I can laugh at them in their face.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's $45 for a bronzer that looks stupid. I mean, and this is no shade to the brand, but I'm not buying a bronzer that has a blue streak of powder in it. Especially because one, the colors are not deep enough. I mean, let's
Yeah.
face it, that is some shady business.
Just
No
think,
shade.
you're getting ready to go somewhere, okay? You're getting your bronzer. You realize you're going up and down with it instead of going side to side. You do it on your cheeks, you have blue on your cheeks, okay?
Yeah.
By this point.
Or like, what if like the blue ends up in a really weird spot and then your other cheek's not even because the blue ends up like lower than where it is on this cheek? Like what?
Well, and another thing is color correcting. Okay, so my thoughts on color correcting are is not
This is-
everybody. Yes, nobody is the same shade for color correcting. You know, like some people can wear this color corrector, and you know, like some people
yeah.
that
So why
It's the-
just why?
same- yeah, it's
Like
the same
maybe-
blue.
Maybe you need a blue one, but I don't. So I can't buy the same product as you now just because you got the color corrector and I did. It's stupid. Flat out stupid. For $45. Are you kidding me?
Yep, I'm done. That's no.
What's
Yeah.
that?
What?
Which
That thing on her face, it looks like gold.
Oh, I saw that on the Sephora thing.
It's a moisturizer.
Oh, gold moisturizer?
It's turmeric.
Oh.
Which
It's
turmeric is
pretty.
actually really good for your skin, but it's
And the
good for a lot of
packaging is
things.
gorgeous, but I don't know.
But look
think
how
it's-
small it looks because it's like the clear part is so big and then it has that gold piece in the center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This, but we also didn't talk about Reese's.
I'm not spending $77 on a blush.
Nope. Me
I'm
either.
not-
Nice.
And I watched Mel Thompson's video over this, and she was like, "It's the packaging isn't even that luxe. Like the box that it is in is gorgeous, but the packaging itself is not that luxe." And
And on top of that, that would only work on like me and Steven.
the most
Look
part,
how light they are.
They're so light.
yeah. So
The
That's a no.
packaging is beautiful. For some reason, the packaging gets me so hard, but like I can't. I can't.
I think it's the offset circles that
It
are
is.
very satisfying.
It is. I don't know what it is about that whole layout of it, but that's exactly it.
I wish it was more luxurious packaging like the Dior one.
well, I mean, it looks
Reese's
pretty.
Puffs,
It's
Reese's
just
Puffs.
I mean,
Beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up.
am
Reese's
I the
Puffs.
only one who thinks that, especially for a lot of luxury brands, and this is just what I see, is it's like geared towards people that aren't me, apparently, because most of the time things just don't go dark enough. They just, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't pick this up.
I didn't either.
I love, okay, I know you guys probably say it different. I say Reese's.
That's how we say it,
Reese's.
Most of
Reese's.
it Reese's. Do you
Okay.
guys remember the old Reese's commercials?
Yeah, it's like
I say
Reese's.
Reese's.
Puffs,
Steven
Puffs.
says
Beat 'em
Reese's.
up, beat 'em
There
up.
are some people that say Reese's. That's why I wasn't sure, but I say Reese's, but
I will
Well-
state they do not taste the same. They changed the
say-
formula and I don't like it anymore.
the
Maybe
formula,
I'm
you
showing
mean the
my
recipe.
age, but we
The
used to have like
recipe?
the Reese's Puffs commercials, so they always said Reese's. So, like I say it how they said it in the commercials, or Reese's Pieces.
Huh?
You don't know what
Reese's
Reese's Pieces?
Pieces.
No, I'm confused by, oh, wait. This. Never say can't. Your name isn't Monica. It's Monica. What did I
don't
say?
get it.
What? No, but did I say I can't do something?
I don't know.
No, I do not. He's in the other room. I don't have this candy with me.
Can I have some? That's what he said.
And the one thing I don't like about this is like, okay, so Reese's are, chocolate. They're nice and brown, so there should be some browns. But to me, there's not enough orange, and there should be like a really good yellow because like the packaging. So it's a little bland for me. And I feel it's a little wasteful for all the extra packaging, like the way that this is done.
Yeah.
I
guess-
do y'all remember when the the brand Cheetos came out with a Cheeto bronzer you could buy?
Yes,
I think so, yeah.
it was orange. That was a gimmick. But I mean, this looks pretty. It's just, to me, it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not deep enough. Like if I want to buy a collab like this, I want it to be super fun. Like I want it to be like, I want to look at that and be like, just looking at the colors of this palette, not looking at anything else. Like you couldn't see like if you looked at this and not this packaging, would you say that's Reese's?
No, I feel like this entire collection is based on the packaging, the outer packaging, not the actual.
Because
know?
they could have even done an orange lip. They didn't even do an orange lipstick.
It's a money grab, and I'm not interested in that. I want makeup that inspires me and is beautiful. And this is just a gimmick, and I hate it, and I want it to burn.
I'm not gonna say I don't like Hip Hop because I really did. I really love the Hello Kitty collection and everything. I just don't. This is exactly what you said. It's a grab, like a money
was-
grab
Cash
kind of
grab.
thing.
I was just going to say Kendra should do one of her layouts and create her own Reese's palette because she does those so well.
Mhm.
Yes, she does. She makes me
'Cause-
want donuts and coffee now.
I know. Her Dunkin' one was so good.
Yep. So that's a no. Just because it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it should scream it. And then, hey, there's what I was talking about. More quads from ColourPop. So much from ColourPop. Ugh.
There's always so much from ColourPop. I
What's
don't think
that?
there's anything else really exciting.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you've got the sweet apple cleanser, which to me is weird because this topping, like a topping on your cleanser. Maybe I'm wrong. And then who is this? This is L'Oreal and Elie Saab, which he's a wedding gown designer. Beautiful packaging. Everything looks satin. Again, I don't know. There's just too much.
Yeah.
There's too much boring. Like if I'm looking at this, let's be honest. If you look at all this stuff, it's a bunch of boring beige.
I like the packaging of that flower one.
The Chantecaille.
Can we talk about that? Yeah.
Yes.
Why did they glue on a bunch of erasers to the top of a compact?
All those poor children who had to glue their grade school erasers on top of that compact. And they didn't even cover it with the resin. They didn't even seal it with the resin.
Remember the really long erasers that were like the shape because they had the design on the inside? That's exactly what they did. And like cut it and they're like glue, 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 glue.
Okay,
all
so
those
I do
poor
love
kids
my
using those erasers.
Oh yeah, I love my Chantecaille blur powder. Okay, but one thing I did notice is they sent PR to Teresa's Dead. Great, I love Teresa. She is amazing. But they sent her both shades of the powder. She's uncooked chicken. To me, it seems a little wasteful when brands send something that like this is supposed to be a setting powder. This shade works on her. This is the deeper shade. She doesn't, you see what I'm saying? It's like, why would you send the deeper shade to someone who can't wear it?
Yeah. I hope that she can give it away to somebody though.
I hope she does.
I mean, I doubt she would keep it if it doesn't work for her.
I would say I like that lip, is that a lip balm or a lipstick?
That's the balm, I think.
Yeah,
I do like that color.
They're like balms because I have one of them. But yeah,
I really want to try this powder, but I can't with that packaging. If they had come back with something like their hummingbird, maybe I'll wait until fall and see if they come out with a different one.
The first thing I would do is I would smell those erasers to see if they smelled like, candy, because all those erasers always smelled when we were children. And then also I would try to use it to erase some pencil markings on my wall. I mean,
Betsy, doesn't it look like those little foam things you can get? And then it's just like layers and layers of them glued.
Yes.
Okay, so you know what it reminds me of the most? Yes, it does look like the erasers, but whenever they do, like whenever people make stuff out of clay, or whenever they make like taffy pulled, or they make those candies that have like the Christmas trees and stuff in them, where it's like a core of stuff, and then you keep it starts off and it's massive, and then they keep rolling it, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller until you've got like this perfect little tiny flower. That's what it reminds me of. But I don't like the all that dimension and stuff like that. Like
it's
I feel
too
like
much.
Off.
I just need to know how they were able to build that in a sustainable way. Like, how were they actually able to manufacture that is what I'm curious about, which is why I made the joke about having kids glue their school erasers on there. I'm like, how do they do that?
Someone sat there probably and was like, glue, 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 glue.
To me, I would rather, if they did this, just do it where it was level. I think that would have been better.
Yeah, kind of like how the hummingbird one, it was like a flat with almost like a glossy top. They could have done the same thing.
Yeah, if they just sealed it, it would have been so much. I'm such a sensory person. Like when I touch things, they have to feel a certain way. So a lot of different feelings I like are like smooth or soft. This is not smooth.
It also kind of looks like Vera Bradley.
Yeah.
Yes. I forgot about that. I have a Vera Bradley. I had a lunch kit. I had a little bag. I had a backpack.
We got some grandma powder here is what we got.
Well, yeah, I mean, Vera Bradley was big down here in the South, but yeah, I don't know. This is, no.
All right. Is that all you think?
I think that we are.
I think
we're done with beige.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Don't forget, I have the little banner on the bottom here. The next Makeup Magpies will be on Steven's channel on May 9th. So not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that, 12 p.m. PST, 2 p.m. CST, and 3 p.m. Eastern time. So don't forget.
Thanks so much for coming by, everyone.
We love
See you all
you.
next time. Love you.
Bye.